door's locked now. Nobody can run away. Well, welcome back to the second class of second session. So glad I didn't scare anybody off. Today's class is still going to be more focused towards that flow that's very gentle and not too painful, hopefully. We're still in the process of trying to make that mind and muscle connection and building those stabilizing muscles throughout the duration of this class. That way we can kind of build on it and build strength later on. But as for today, like written on the board, today's focus is kind of control and connection. So just making sure we're really engaging the muscles that we're working after. And if I tell you one muscle should be working, try to feel it maybe. Make that. It also helps if you like tap the muscle a little bit too, if you're not in a movement where you can't move your arms at all. Today's class should be airing on like the 40-minute side. It's a little bit longer, but it's a little more stretch-based. With that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Coming into that child's pose, keeping your knees wide on the mat if you're looking for a little bit more of a hip stretch. Walking our hands forward. Trying to find that dip through your upper back, looking for that stretch through those scapulas. You'd like to increase the intensity here. Keep trying to walk those fingertips forward. Option to rock side to side if you're looking for a bit more of a flow. Wake up those hips. Taking this time to set your intentions for today's class. Bringing awareness to all four corners of your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Feeling your forearms pressed into the mat. You might take this time to box breathe here. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Hold and repeat. Taking one more deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to push yourself up through the heels of your palms, bringing your knees in, curling your toes under, pushing through the heels of your palm. Go ahead and push all the way up into a downward facing dog. Pedaling out your feet, waking up the backs of your legs. You should be feeling this through your traps, keeping a slight bend in your elbows to really make sure we're not keeping pressure on those wrist joints. Trying to push your rib cage into the tops of your thighs. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're going to walk your hands to your feet. Deep breath in, slowly lifting all the way up, expanding through your stomach. Reaching your fingertips all the way to the ceiling. Taking those little side bends if that feels comfortable. Exhale, you're going to dive all the way forward. Coming into that forward fold. Feel free to hang on to your elbows if that feels comfortable. Coming up next, we're going to start our little Y pose flow into those forward folds. As you inhale, you're going to half lift, hinging at your hips. Your knees should still be stacked over your feet. And exhale, you're going to lower all the way down. Inhale, half lift one more time, but this time you're going to lift your arms all the way up, making them into a Y shape. You should feel like you're trying to pinch a pencil behind your back in between your scapula. Hold here for one deep breath in. And exhale, lowering all the way back down. Deep breath in, coming up all the way to standing, reaching your hands up to the ceiling. diving over for one deep breath in. Exhale, half lift, lifting your arms, coming into that Y position, hinging at your hips, trying to keep your back straight, lifting through those traps. Deep breath in, hold, and exhale, forward fold all the way back down. Deep breath in, coming all the way up to standing, reach to the ceiling. Taking those little side bends. Exhale, forward fold all the way back down. Holding here, one deep breath. Deep breath in, coming in, half lift, hinging at those hips, bringing your arms up, pinching that pencil behind your scapula. Really trying to engage your traps here. Deep breath in. Hold. Exhale all the way down, forward fold. One more time, we're in a deep breath in, coming all the way up to standing, reaching your hands above your head. This time as you exhale, you're going to interlace your arms behind your back, lifting that chest up to the ceiling, stretching out your neck, looking for the point of tension, holding there for one big deep breath until you feel a release, and then rolling your neck again. Try not to shrug your shoulders. Taking one more deep breath in. Keeping your hands interlaced if you can. If not, feel free to break them away. As you exhale, you're going to come all the way down to a forward fold. Trying to lift your hands up as high as possible. Trying to feel a deep stretch in your shoulder blades. Hold here for one more deep breath. Exhale, letting go of your hands, lifting them up, bringing them to your temples. We're going to add another bit of a flow, trying to open that chest up. Deep breath in, open to the left, bending your right knee. Exhale, coming back to center. Inhale, bending that left knee, opening to the right. Exhale, coming back to center. Keep doing this flow with your breath at a pace that feels comfortable to you. You should be feeling a deep stretch through your upper back, feeling your chest open a little bit more, and even a stretch through the backs of your hamstrings. Just making sure you're still breathing. Try not to pull your neck or your head forward, only gently touching your fingertips to your temples. I'm going to do this one more time. Deep breath in and exhale. As you exhale and come back to center, feel free to put both palms on the ground if you can. If not, stay in that forward fold. We're going to hold here for one more deep breath. Coming up next, we're going to go into another flow. This time, we're just going to lift our left arm up, bending our right knee, and reaching for the ceiling. Deep breath in. Holding here for 2 solid breaths. Really trying to deepen that stretch. Exhale, come back to center. Lifting through your right side now, bending that left knee. Reaching up to the ceiling, looking for length on every inhale, deepening that stretch through every exhale. One more deep breath, and on that exhale, we're going to move to the left arm, reaching for the ceiling, trying to get a little bit deeper this time. Holding for one more deep breath. Exhale, lowering your hand all the way back down, opening through your right. Holding here for one more deep breath. Exhale, lowering both hands to the ground. We're going to slowly walk into that high plank, finding our next vinyasa. Keeping your shoulder tips over the heels of your palm, using your triceps to slowly lower down, chaturanga, pushing up, upward facing dog. Tops of your feet press into the mat. If this is difficult for you, feel free to leave your knees on the mat as well. You're looking for a stretch through your lower back. Option to increase intensity, looking over each shoulder. Deep breath in. Exhale, lowering all the way to your knees. Curling your toes under, pushing back through the heels of your palms, finding that downward facing dog one more time. Pedaling out your feet. Taking one big deep breath. On that exhale, you're going to lift your left foot up, pointing your toes to the ceiling, still pushing through the heels of your palm. Option to increase the intensity here by bending your left knee and opening your hips to the left wall. Still wanting to keep your shoulders parallel to the floor beneath you. Still trying to push your ribs into the tops of your thigh. Holding here for one more deep breath, really trying to deepen your stretch. As you exhale, you're going to bring your knee to your chest, step your foot between your hands. You're going to lower all the way down on that right knee. Coming up, finding a low lunge. Deep breath. Looking for length through your fingertips on every inhale. Arching your back, deepening that stretch through your hips on every exhale. Holding here for 3 more breaths. And on your next exhale, bring your hands to the tops of your thigh. You're going to bring yourself back, straightening out that left leg. If it helps, feel free to bring both hands to either side of your foot, or continue to press into that left thigh. Option to increase the intensity here by walking your hands a little bit forward. Should feel a stretch through your left hamstring right now. If you're looking for more of a stretch through your calf, feel free to bring that toe up. Remembering to breathe through this stretch here. One more deep breath till we go into our flow. And your next exhale, rebending that knee. Pushing into the tops of your thigh. Deep breath in, straightening your leg. Exhale, rebend your knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, rebend. Still having that option to put both hands on the ground if you're struggling with balance. Bending and straightening with your breath at your own pace. Slowly trying to deepen that stretch. Do this 2 more times. Last one, keeping that foot bent. I'm gonna go into our thread the needle modified, lifting your left arm up, Exhale, bringing it back down. Inhale, lift, pushing through your right palm. Exhale, lowering back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Really trying to deepen this one. Exhale, lower. Slowly walking your foot to the outside of your mat. Still keeping that right knee on the ground. You're going to push your left knee outward. Deep breath in. Slowly sinking your hips further to the mat. Trying to keep your pelvis parallel to the floor beneath you. One more deep breath in. Always the option to box breathe here. Positions like this. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out. Hold and repeat. On your next exhale, we're going to come back up. We're going to bring our knee down to the ground. Here, coming up, pushing through your right leg, trying to keep your hip over top of your left knee. Exhale, bringing your hands over your head. Careful not to crunch down. You don't want to pull the back of your head downward. You just want to gently rest your fingertips there. This next movement, you should feel activation through your core. You're going to slowly lean down. Option to increase the intensity with a little twist. And exhale, coming all the way back up. Doing this slow and controlled. Remembering to breathe. If this hurts your knee, feel free to take it to the ground, sitting on your hip. Trying to keep your core activated the whole way down and the whole way up. Also the option to increase the intensity by leaving a slight hold at the very bottom. Twist. Coming all the way back up. I'm going to do this 2 more times. And last one. Good job. We're going to take our left hand, bring it all the way to the ground, lifting our right arm up. This next one's going to be for our right glute. You're going to lift your foot up. We're going to start with arc taps, bringing your foot forward, tapping in front of your mat. Exhale, bringing it back up to center. Inhale, dropping it back behind you. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, in front of your mat. Doing this with your breath, slow and in control. Should feel slight activation through your core as well. This is mainly a glute exercise. Do this 2 more times. Last one, tap back. Coming all the way up to center. Leaving your leg up, we're going to hold and take little baby pulses. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one, 8. Lowering your foot all the way back down. Bringing your right arm over top of your head. Stretching out the right side of your body. Deep breath in. Exhale, windmilling your hands back down. Pushing through the heels of your palm, stepping back with that left foot. We're going to slowly lower down, coming into one more vinyasa. Be sure you're pushing through the heels of your palms as you come up to upward facing dog. Tops of your feet press through the mat. Always the option to modify here by putting your knees to the ground, or increase the intensity by looking over each shoulder. Deep breath in. exhale, lowering your knees all the way down, pushing back, finding that child's pose. Feel free to roll out your wrists here if that feels comfortable. Holding here for one more deep breath. On your next exhale, you're going to push up, finding that tabletop position. Your heels of your palms should be under your shoulders, curling your toes underneath you, and pushing back through your traps, trying to push your rib cage into the tops of your legs, pedaling your feet out, waking up the backs of your legs. Deep breath in. On your next exhale, you're going to lift your right leg up, pointing it to the sky. Coming into your three-legged dog, still pushing through the heels of your palms. Option to increase the intensity, bending that right knee, opening your hips up to the right wall. You should feel this stretch through your hips, through your shoulders. Holding here for one more deep breath. Exhale, bringing your knee to your chest, stepping your foot between your hands, slowly lowering down onto that left knee, coming all the way up, finding your low lunge. To start, you want your knees stacked over your ankle. And with every breath, on your inhale, looking for length through your fingertips. Every exhale, slowly lowering your hips, trying to deepen that stretch. Deep breath in. Holding here for two more deep breaths. On your next exhale, go ahead and bring your hands to the top of your right thigh, slowly straightening out that right leg. Option to bring your hands down to the ground if you find balancing in this position's hard. You can also increase the intensity here by walking your hands forward. Again, the stretch you should feel in the back of your hamstring. But if you'd like more of a calf stretch, feel free to lift that toe upward. Deep breath in. Holding here for one more breath. On your next exhale, you're going to re-bend your knee, working our way slowly into that next flow, keeping our knee bent. Exhale, straighten, bend, and straighten. Feel free to leave those hands on the ground if you're struggling with balance here. Two more times. Straighten, really trying to increase that depth. Rebend. Straighten. Last one. And rebend. Coming into our thread the needle flow. Lifting your right arm up. Placing your left arm on the ground. Exhale, lowering back down. Inhale, lift, finding length through those fingertips. Exhale, coming all the way back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. For two more, inhale, lift. Exhale, down. Last one, really trying to increase our depth. Inhale, lift. And exhale back down, slowly walking your foot to the outside of the mat. Go ahead and push that knee outward. Deep breath in. Slowly trying to push your hips further to the floor, while still keeping your pelvis parallel to the mat beneath you. Holding here for one more deep breath. And exhale, we're going to bring our knee to the ground. On this side, repeating that same movement again. Coming up, remembering we should feel this through our core right here. Keeping our hip stacked over top of our right foot. Bringing our fingertips to our temples or the back of your head. Just remember, you're not trying to push yourself into a crunch position here. You're going to stay up and lifted. Pelvis should be up and lifted as well. Deep breath in. You're going to lower to your side, keeping that core engaged. Option to increase intensity with that rotation. And inhale, lifting all the way back up. Slowly lowering down, keeping that core lifted. Option to twist. And coming all the way back up. If this hurts your knee or your hip in any way, feel free to take it all the way to the ground and rest on your hip here, if that feels comfortable. Deep breath in. Doing this 2 more times. Remembering to breathe. Making sure your core is engaged. Last one. Twist. And bringing your right hand all the way down. Left arm all the way up. Feel free to also keep it on your hip as well. You're going to take those foot arcs. So bringing your foot forward. Lifting it all the way up. Trying to keep a straight line from your hip to the bottom of your foot. Exhale, bringing it behind you. Inhale, lifting through that left glute. And in the center. And tapping in front of you. To increase the intensity here, you just want to go a little bit slower. Making sure the only thing moving here is your leg. For 2 more. You can also take this to your forearm as well if this is uncomfortable in any way. Feel free to hold here. Last one. Staying lifted through center. We're going to take those 8 baby pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Lowering your foot all the way down, stretching through your left arm, bringing it overhead. Deep breath in. Feeling stretched through that left side body. Holding here for 1 more breath. Exhale, windmilling your hands down, finding that high plank 1 more time, stepping your foot back. Slowly lowering down, coming into 1 more vinyasa, pushing yourself all the way up. Upward facing dog, tops of your feet pressed into the mat. Making sure you're using your biceps and your triceps to keep you lifted. Feel free to look over each shoulder. 1 more deep breath. Exhale, lowering all the way to your knees. Pushing back to 1 more well-deserved child's pose. One more deep breath. next exhale, pushing yourself up, finding that tabletop position, keeping your palms stacked under your shoulders, curling your toes under, pushing yourself back to a downward facing dog. Activating your traps, keeping your elbows slightly bent. Deep breath in. On your next exhale, you're going to walk your feet to your hands, finding that forward fold. One more deep breath. All the way up, coming into your standing position, fingertips to the ceiling, looking for length. Taking those side bends if that feels comfortable. Exhale, bringing your hands down to prayer, slowly bending at those knees, keeping them stacked over top of your ankle. You're in a hold and chair pose, or feel free to take that bend. Holding here for one more deep breath, pushing your palms together. Exhale, lifting back up, coming to center. Inhale, coming back down. Pushing your palms together. Inhale, lifting back up, coming all the way up, looking for length through your fingertips, stepping your feet to the outside of the mat. Exhale, slowly lowering down. We're going to come all the way to the ground for our yogi squat. Bringing our hands down. If you find it difficult putting your heels on the ground, feel free to lean forward on your palms and slowly work towards getting those heels down. Remember, we're staying lifted through that chest, pelvic floor up and in. If you're looking to increase the intensity here, feel free to push your elbows into your inner knee, opening those hips up a little wider, or rocking side to side. Breath in. On your next exhale, you're going to lower all the way down, finding a nice boat pose, slowly, almost coming down to the floor, still wanting to stay lifted through that stomach, embraced, keeping your chest up, holding here, activating our core. Feel free to lift those legs off the ground if you're looking for an increase in intensity. One more deep breath in. Holding here 4 more seconds. Exhale, lowering your feet if you had them lifted, coming down onto your forearms. And then take a modified bicycle. Lowering your left leg down, bringing your right leg up, and alternating. Still wanting to stay lifted through that core, slow and in control. Wanting to build those core muscles because they're the foundation of our stability. For one more, left leg, then right. So we can make it even. Exhale, lifting up, lowering your feet all the way down. Going all the way down to your back, lifting that right leg up, hooking it over top of your left, grabbing onto your hamstring, the left leg, or your left shin, and gently pulling your leg closer to you. Option to rock side to side if that feels comfortable. Here for 2 more deep breaths. When you're ready, sending your hands to either side of your body and gently letting your hips fall to the left, finding a deep twist through your spine, while still trying to keep your shoulders planted firmly on the ground. Holding here for 2 more deep breaths. Really trying to deepen your stretch. As you exhale, coming all the way back up to center, unhooking your right leg from your left, lifting your left, hooking it over top of your right. Go ahead and grab onto your right hamstring or your right shin, gently pulling your leg closer to you. Option to rock side to side if that feels comfortable. Holding here for 2 more deep breaths. On your next exhale, sending your hands to either side of your body, gently letting your hips fall to the right. Feeling a deep twist through your spine, pressing both of your shoulders into the ground. Slowly working towards increasing that depth. One more deep breath in. As you exhale, we're going to lift all the way back up to center, unhooking your left leg from your right, bringing the soles of your feet together, slowly letting your knees open to either side of your body. One hand over your heart, one hand over your stomach. We're going to meet here for our last few breaths of class today. Taking this time to set your intentions for the rest of the day. Exhaling any stress. Feel free to try to bring awareness to all 4 corners of your body here. Increasing that mindfulness, that intentionality. Wiggling your fingers. Feeling them tap on your stomach and your chest. Wiggling your toes. Pay attention to how they feel tapping against each other. Feel the back of your head pressed into the mat. Slowly letting yourself sink further and further into the floor. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Might try box breathing here. In for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Hold and repeat. That brings us to the end of today's class. Feel free to stay and stretch if you need to. Thank you all so much for coming to today's class. Congrats on making it through our first week. Look forward to seeing you all again next Tuesday.